Have you ever felt like you turn into a completely different person when you're hungry? You get more irritable, become more sensitive, and everything around you seems annoying. If you've experienced this, you're not alone. In this video, we'll uncover the secret behind these sudden mood changes when we're hungry. What's happening inside our bodies? And why does hunger affect our nerves so intensely? Stay tuned until the end to find out the answers to these intriguing questions, along with some tips on how to handle these tough moments. When we eat, a long process begins in our body known as digestion. This process aims to break down the complex components of food into simple nutrients that the body can absorb and use. Among these nutrients, glucose is the most important source of energy. Glucose is absorbed from the small intestine into the bloodstream, where it is transported to the body's cells to serve as essential fuel for various vital processes. Glucose is the primary energy source for the brain, which cannot store significant amounts of energy. This makes it reliant on a steady supply of glucose to sustain its functions, such as thinking, concentration, and memory. When glucose levels in the blood drop, we may experience fatigue, a lack of focus, or even mood swings. Eating food is not only about satisfying our physiological needs but also brings a sense of psychological stability. This is because the body responds to the incoming energy, with blood sugar levels rising gradually, enhancing our feelings of vitality and comfort. This connection between food and energy highlights that nourishment is not merely a biological necessity, but a fundamental part of achieving balance in our daily lives, both physically and mentally. When hours pass since your last meal, blood glucose levels begin to drop, and the brain enters emergency mode. This emergency triggers an internal alarm because, unlike other organs, the brain can't store energy and relies entirely on a steady supply of glucose to stay focused and organized. When these supplies diminish, the brain starts to fuzz, weakening our ability to think clearly and focus, and our reactions may become slower. This is why having balanced meals is key to keeping the mind sharp and alert throughout the day. When our brain senses a drop in glucose levels, it starts sending urgent signals to the body, as if there's an emergency requiring a quick response. In this moment, the brain sends a warning message to alert the body that more energy is needed. Meanwhile, hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, known as stress hormones, are released as fast-acting stimulants to restore energy. Adrenaline, for example, boosts the body's ability to exert more effort in a short time, while cortisol helps raise blood glucose levels by stimulating the liver to release more stored sugar. But while glucose levels rise, this process comes with some unpleasant side effects, as the hormones also increase tension and irritability, making the person feel as though their body is in a constant state of alert. This interaction between the brain and body leads to a dual effect. On one hand, the body works to replenish itself with the necessary energy, and on the other, it places the person in a state of continuous anxiety, as if preparing for a high-stress situation. While the body remains highly alert, it can become exhausting if prolonged, creating a state of ongoing pressure on both the body and mind at the same time. There is a strong connection between hunger and anger, and this is due to a chemical in the brain called Neuropeptide Y. This substance not only stimulates the feeling of hunger but also affects emotions and aggressive behaviors. When glucose levels in the blood drop, Neuropeptide Y is released in higher amounts to trigger the desire for food. However, at the same time, the increased levels of Neuropeptide Y contribute to heightened feelings of irritability and anger. Simply put, the higher the levels of Neuropeptide Y, the more likely it is to feel irritated or angry during hunger. This means that a person may become more tense and aggressive when going long periods without eating, as hunger becomes a disruptive source of stress that noticeably affects mood. To keep your energy up and stay refreshed throughout the day, here are some tips that will help you naturally regulate your blood sugar levels. Small, frequent meals. Instead of having large meals that leave you feeling sluggish, try eating smaller, balanced meals throughout the day. This way your body gets a steady supply of energy, and your blood sugar remains stable. Avoid simple sugars. Sweets and sugary drinks might give you a quick energy boost, but it fades fast. Simple sugars cause a rapid spike in blood sugar, followed by a quick drop, leaving you hungry again. Choose foods that provide sustained energy like whole grains and fruits. Drink water regularly. Dehydration can make you feel falsely hungry. So, make sure to drink enough water throughout the day. You'll feel fuller and keep your body functioning at its best. Try these simple habits and you'll notice the difference. This brings us to the end of the video. Now we have a better understanding of why our mood changes when we're hungry and how it affects our nerves. Remember, we can always avoid these mood swings by eating balanced meals and drinking water regularly. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and comment on your experience with hunger and its impact on your mood. Thank you for watching, and we wish you a day full of energy and vitality.